When the ancient rabbis got together to create our first prayer books, they looked into the stories of the Jewish people, our history, our Torah, to put together the prayers, the stories from our lives that would create that book. And so they started the morning prayers with a story that comes directly from the Torah. For some of you, it might sound like a Disney movie, a little bit of Shrek. Eddie Murphy shows up at one point, I promise you. But it is written just this way in the Torah. The Jewish people had been traveling through the wilderness. It had been 39 years, 10 months, 1 week. They're coming up the Jordan River Valley. They're closing in on getting to the promised land. They're approaching the mountains of Moab. Now the king of Moab looked down in the valley, and he saw this mass multitude of 400,000 homeless Jews, and he got worried. He thought, if these people decide to make war on me, I'm finished. And so he did what any noble king of his time would do. He went out in search of a sorcerer to curse the Jewish people. He sent his men to speak to him and to offer him a bucket of money. They went out, they offered him the money, and the sorcerer, whose name was Balaam, said, "No thanks." They went back to the king. The king said, "Bring more money, bring more gifts." And so they went back to Balaam, and they brought goats and cows and jewels and gold. And Balaam said, "I don't think so." They went a third time. And as they were going, God spoke to Balaam and he said, "These are my people. You cannot curse them, you can only bless them. Turn your darkness into light." And the king's men came, and they offered him the gold, the jewels, and the standard biblical price, up to half the king's kingdom. Balaam said, "Well, we'll talk." And so he packed up his things. He got on his donkey, and he went to ride up the mountain of Moab to meet with the king. And as he rode, suddenly his faithful donkey stopped short, because the donkey had seen before him an angel of the Lord. Balaam didn't see a thing, and so he took his stick and he beat the donkey. The donkey moved on, and as he came through a mountain crevice, once again an angel of the Lord appeared before the donkey, and the donkey swerved to the side. It scraped Balaam's leg. He was furious with the donkey. He took the stick and he beat him again. The donkey moved on. He went higher and higher up the mountain, and along the trail, suddenly, an angel of the Lord appeared before the donkey, and the donkey laid down. Now Balaam is furious. He beats the donkey and beats the donkey, and here's where Eddie Murphy shows up. The donkey turns around and says to Balaam, "What's the matter with you? I've been faithful to you for so long, and this is how you treat me? Don't you see the angel of the Lord?" And in that moment, Balaam sees the angel, and the angel says, "You may not curse these people, but bless them." Balaam carries on. He goes to the top of the mountain. He meets with the king. He's still not sure what he's going to do. But that night, he camps out at the peak of the mountain of Moab. He sleeps outside on the rough mountain terrain. And in the morning, he rises up. And as the sun is rising over the mountain of Moab, it turns the valley red and purple and orange. The colors are brilliant. Balaam looks out over the valley. He sees below him the tents of the Bnei Israel, of the Jewish people, and he says, Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov. How awesome are your tents, O Israel. Your people are blessed.